Good afternoon, builders. This is May 22nd, 2025, Buildable Office Hours. Today's session is going to be hosted by me, Justin Lapier, and also George Hambel, our product manager for Buildable. So today's going to be just a kind of a quick session that we're going to roll through. We're not going to do a demo today. Next week will be where we're doing, another demo and doing some further building. But today we're just going to talk over briefly some of the upcoming items that we're going to be releasing into the product here in the near future that are being worked on right now, and then any other development items that the development team is working on. So we'll go ahead and just kind of kick it off. There are some great features coming here in the near future. One of the biggest ones that I'm one of the most excited about is, although we are going to have our AI builder built in, we're also going to have a templated app center, and that's coming now. It's pretty much ready to be baked into the product and released for everybody to be able to access. But George is going to just go ahead and kind of take it from here and show that off a little bit, show it how it works, and how we only have a few templates in there now, but the template app center will continue to be built out. But anyways, George, you want to kind of take it away on the template apps?
Yeah, so I'm on this template app center, like Justin said. Right now, we've only got one CRM app baked into here. And pretty much what you're able to do over from this build a new app button. Right now, all we have is build it myself and build it with AI, which is coming soon. There's going to be a third option there that's going to take you, it's going to say build with or start with a template. It's going to take you to this page here. So when you land on this page, in the future, when we have a whole lot of templates in here, you're going to have a search bar. These are going to be filterable by these filter selections up top. You're going to see other things like app screenshots, so you can see the app, kind of how it works, a lot deeper details into what the app does, how it can help you in your business. But for right now, we just have that title of the app, which like I said, is CRM here, and then a quick description on what that app does. And we've got our import app button. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. It's going to spin for a little bit, right? That app, what it's doing is looking at our template app center where all of our template apps are held, and then it's copying it into your workspace. So kind of let that spin a little bit more. There we go. Now, right now, one of the little quirks, right? Like Justin said, we're still working a few things out. Requires a hard refresh to get our table list showing there. But once this is live to you guys, everything will pop in once. Another one of the bugs that we're currently working out, you're seeing the table icons are coming through the question mark and the default blue color. Just a few little bugs that we're buttoning up, like getting those table icons to come in correctly. But when you land on this app, you're going to notice it's a fully built app from the jump, right? We have our dashboard here with links to our documentation pages. Our app is already named. We've got our full table list. In this template, we have 6 total tables, and these could be drug and rearranged to fit however you want to see that ordering. But you'll notice when we come into an actual table here, if we're going to go into the customers table, we've got our field list here already. If I click on manage fields, right, I'm in developer mode, I can see not only do I have these 5 fields that are showing in my table home here, but I've got customer notes and email and mailing address and phone. I've got a full list of fields here ready to go. And if I were to click new record, right, I also have a form. You guys will know from building yourselves, as when you start building out a table and start adding fields, you just get single inputs one after another. You go into the form builder to kind of rearrange, create new sections, right, title them. In this one, we have contact information versus customer information, right? You're going to see that these forms are pre-built and ready to go for you, right? And from this, I'll just add one field in here, right? Customer name, add a test record. I can save and close, and I'm in here creating records right away, right? I haven't done any development. It's a one-click setup, and I have a CRM. Now, let's go ahead and do off to a quick child table here, right? Our contacts, once again, those are linked together, related via those link or record fields. That's what allows these tables to talk to each other. I'll go ahead and create a new record here. Keep it simple, add a test name, and once again, selecting that customer there that I just created as a test, I can save and close, right? So not only are we getting these forms and fields and everything stood up right away, but it's a fully related database right from the jump, right? So you guys can hop in, start adding your data with little to no setup there. So yeah, that's a quick overview of the template apps.
And the only other thing, George, that they probably would need to do would be to invite any users that they want to have access to the application, right?
That's
because it's just gonna whoever I guess I'm assuming whoever clicks the create button is going to be the app owner.
Yep. Yeah, and I won't go into the user list, right, because we have our emails in here currently. But yeah, we do have just whoever's clicking that button becomes the app owner for this particular app. But all the roles are generated and that single user is added in, and then they can click that share button down here, right, to start sharing that app with new users and add them in.
Nice. And what about will this include any like reporting or dashboards at any point, for
Yep.
that?
Yeah, so right now, like you'll come in here, you'll notice the board doesn't have a setup, the calendar doesn't have a setup yet, but board, calendar, reports, dashboards, those will all be configured, and those will all be built out as we continue to add on to this template feature.
Awesome. And I mean, this won't be released in the beginning, the features I'm about to say, but we do have visions of, eventually end users being able to create apps that they can submit to the template app center for others to use, and potentially even having like paid versions of those apps in the future. So if users build a really cool app, they in the future they could submit it and actually have it be a paid app where other users could purchase to utilize it, which would be cool. So there'll be different iterations going into the future of changes that we do to this. Initially, it's just going to be apps that we build and put in the template app center, but then we'll grow it out to the rest of the community.
Yep.
Awesome. And then the other thing that we have up and coming, which I've been talking about a lot over the last like month and a half, 2 months, has been the API. So I know I saw some screenshots that you sent over to me the other day, George, of how that's kind of looking. I know that's not in production or anything, but in the the testing environment, looks like we got some screenshots of that.
Yeah, let's go ahead and bring that up here. So this is our, like you said, this is in our testing environment, right? Not in our production environment just yet. But yeah, you're gonna have links to our buildable API, right? We're gonna have our tenant ID, which is going to be essential for doing some stuff with the API, obviously. Then we're gonna have personal access tokens and service tokens. And you can see I've created one here. I've got my token. Probably should blur that out post-production here.
Mm-hmm.
We got our name, right? Active, whether or not it's able to be in use. You can either delete or edit that token. You go ahead and edit and change the name of it. You can't actually change, obviously, the token ID there, but you can go ahead and edit the token name if you would like to.
What's the difference between a personal and a service, or what is the difference going to be with those?
Personal is going to be linked to my user, right? And service is going to be kind of more so linked to the account. So if you were to build an integration at your company, right, and say you didn't want it to be tied to your user, say you left that job in a year or so, right, and you still need the integrations you build to be functioning, right? Or say you're a contract worker, right? You probably don't want to use a personal access token. You want to create a service token. That way, when your time at the company is complete, those integrations that you built with that service token are app-wide, right, workspace-wide, and they're still going to function even after your user may be uninvited from the room.
Yeah, and then another thing with that, so I mean, that's the biggest key is like if somebody were to leave, we don't want their account to be deactivated and then all their integrations to break. So that's why you're doing under a service. But the other key to that too is like, if you write it under our personal user token and let's say that updates records based on certain criteria, it's going to look like that user was updating those records as opposed to it being like a service account. So a lot of times, in the past, when we've done development at our other company for clients, we suggest that they create like an account. So it'd be like service or integrations at buildable at, whatever your company name is .com, and then you use that as a service account to do all the integrations and everything like that. So it doesn't affect, a personal user, being deactivated or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So sweet.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So I know those are kind of two of the biggest things that's going to be coming, and I mean those are going to be game changers for Buildable because one, the template app center is going to allow people to get up and running pretty damn quick, and a nice built out application, and then the API, I mean, that opens up the world of possibilities, because then Buildable can really be integrated with all these other solutions out there. And kind of like what we've done in the past with our other companies and other customers is, Buildable can become that central brain, that hub of all your information that's pulling all your data from all these other data sources. So you only have to look at it kind of in one place. The cliche term of, single source of truth, maybe Buildable is that single source of truth, now with these APIs. So that's going to open up a world of possibilities for us here in the near future.
Yep. Yeah.
So
excited to get those out.
100%. So what other things is the development team working on right now? Like, what's their main focus besides the template app center and the API?
As always, just bug fixes. And then we're kind of looking at refining our sign up and login process, just make that as easy and as seamless as possible. So making sure there's reducing any hiccups we have there, and then trying to make it easier to get into your account, easier to find your accounts, should you forget your login pages or anything like that. Awesome.
And I guess, one other thing, I hadn't planned on mentioning this in here, and we haven't really marketed this at all, but we did, modify pricing a little bit recently. So we wanted to make it easier for, we're targeting some nonprofits right now, because Buildable would be a great use case for nonprofits, and some, our target markets initially is going to be small business owners. And, we want to help people. We want to help these businesses succeed. Obviously, we've spent a lot of time and money and development into our product and everything like that, but we don't want this to be something that's an astronomical price product, even though it has all the capabilities that we've built in, these amazing capabilities. So since we're trying to support small businesses and help small business owners, we did modify our pricing recently to user accounts are $15 a user now. So that was modified from 35, and that was more of it was more of a discussion around of how can these small businesses get the most use out of this, and what's the affordability, so we did that. So again, if with Buildable, single user accounts are free forever, and then once you start paying for, adding more users, you still have one user for free forever, and then any additional users, are the $15 a user. So that goes back to actually the API discussion that we just had, George, because people are going to be creating like service accounts that do some of these integrations for them, and you create a service account, that service account can be a free user. It doesn't count as a user license for you to be able to do the integrations with other solutions like that via email. So, I don't know. That was just something cool to mention. I mean, George, anything else? I mean, I know we're going to be doing some in-office trainings here in the very near future. We've gotten into our new building location, and we're going to be having some, local people in the Virginia area that we're going to be bringing in and doing some office hours in-house, and actually teaching different industries how to use Buildable. And we'll be posting those videos to YouTube. And this will be expanding outside of our area, as we grow it. We'll be, I'm sure, doing office hours in other locations at some point too. But I mean, again, today's office hours is going to be a quick one. Next week, we're going to get back into the building demos and everything. Just kind of wanted to go over some of these new features and updates of from the peek behind the curtain of what we've been working on. So kind of before we cut this out, George, is there anything else that you would want to mention today?
I think that's about it.
Okay.
We'll keep an eye out for the weekly release emails for any kind of updates beyond this call.
I mean, can you project, when we're going to be releasing any more updates?
Tomorrow we'll have some just bug fixes, updates on things if you're experiencing any bugs in the product, hopefully some updates on those, and then some small tweaks here and there for quality of life awesome. Things in the UI.
Awesome. So builders, look out for the release email tomorrow, and then also, check our knowledge base, which has all the product release notes as those emails are released. And, if you haven't tried out Buildable yet, give it a try. Go sign up. It's a free account for single users, so you can get in there, start playing around with it, and start seeing some of these updates and some of these features that we're pushing out the product. So thanks for watching this video. Thanks for checking us out today. And again, next week we'll have a longer one with doing some building demos. Thanks. Happy building.